Happy rails to you. Thanks for coming back again. Happy rails to you. Keep channeling in, my friends. Happy rails to you. I'm glad to see you again. Hello everybody, it's GMan. And I'm out in the shop. This is the first time I've been out here, oh gosh, probably in 2 or 3 weeks. Hadn't been able to get out. As you know, the storms, the snowstorms, and some of you are still trying to get over that, and then the power loss and the rain, the ice. It's just been really an unfortunate time for a lot of us. And what you see here is my trains around the wall in the train room and some of the Western toy memorabilia that I have. I'm sorry I can't get you a little better picture of that, but there it is. It's the American Flyer, my American Flyer pre-war wall, and it's just a small section, and it's all jumbled up right now because I'm out of room. Most of that, not all of it, but most of it needs to be cleaned up again, and some of it needs actual repair or repaint, some restoration work. I've got another car for this city of Denver, but as you can see, it needs restoration, and it probably needs, I probably need to redo the motor in it. It's been sitting for quite a while, maybe 3-4 years, not running. I might have actually got it out and ran it year before last, maybe. I don't remember. This American Flyer 1218 I got from my friend Gary over at Trains in the Basement. We made a swap. There's the American Flyer Comet right there. See if I can get you a little better picture of it. Camera doesn't want to cooperate. There we go. And it's a set. I have the cars. Haven't been able to get them up yet, get them out. But hopefully I will this year, in the next few months. That's my Burlington wind-up. Well, actually, it's an electric. They use the old tin body, and it's all original. As you can see, there's some rough damage there on the car, which I tried to straighten out quite a few years ago, but I couldn't get it smooth. And so eventually I'll either try to do that again or just pick up another shell for it. Here's my Hiawatha Mini Ha-Ha, it's called, American Flyer. And I'm planning on redoing some cars for it. And as you can see, this is my American Flyer S gauge. And again, I don't have room to put up all my S gauge. I don't have as much S gauge as I used to. When I made my move from the state I used to live in to Texas here about 12 years ago, I couldn't bring it all with me, so I had to let some of it go. Some of these are actually a replacement for the pieces for the ones that I did let go at that time and I purchased in the last 10 or 12 years. All of these do or did run, and I usually get everything out, try to run everything once a year. That's a chore by itself, but I haven't been able to do that now for 2 or 3 years as I've been working on the layout and working, and like we all do. And then I got so busy building and working on the junk trains that I never had time to get to the ones that I already had. So this year, I'm not buying a lot of trains. Just a few pieces that I've bought for parts. I've bought a few pieces this year, which I think I've showed you some of them. Not all of them. But here's my, I think I have 2 of these. I got to get the other one cleaned up and get it out. That's the American Flyer Circus car. And then as you can see, the layout itself is still in a mess. Trains, engines, everything is just all bottled up. And if you remember, when one video that I showed, I had boxes all over. Now that's twice that I've had to put boxes up on top of the layout in order to try to keep them from getting lost in case of a flood. Now the first time we did flood, and I did lose some trains, and so I've been in the process of trying to repair and replace some of those trains that I lost. There's some of my military. And then there's some more American Flyer engines there. Kind of like in my own light, so I don't know whether you can see them or not. Those are American Flyer O gauge. And I've done videos on those. 90% of my collection is trains that I have repaired and restored over the years. About 75 to 80% of that has been junk. Pure junk. Stuff that most guys don't want, was getting rid of. Broken, not running, damaged. And I've taken them and restored them. That's my K-Line Golden State passenger cars. And that's one of 3 new sets that I've owned. This is the only one new set that I have left. I very seldom buy new trains, guys. And this is old now because it's probably, gosh, I can't even remember when it came out. I'm thinking it came out in the 90s. There's my K-line versions of the Marks 333, the 3013, the 3002, which is the oldest or one of the oldest, and there's another 3013 back there. And I think I have another one somewhere that I haven't gotten out yet. Here's my K-line Alcos. You remember this in the video? I put a Marks engine in it. Runs like crazy. Did a repair on that. Still got to put the rear bumper on it. There's my Oscar Mayer Wiener rail car. There's the tender that I did for the Canadian Pacific engine that I haven't yet worked on. Now this tender was in really bad shape. I think I did a video on it. And this is the way it came out, just the way it turned out. It's not too bad. It's a lot better than it was originally. This side is not quite as good as the other side. But that's that's all original. I just touched it up. And here's what I was doing. I was working on trying to get the the landscape, the town, the city set up. And that's as far as I got with it. So we're going to get back to that. The Cape Canaveral by Marks. My old Gene Autry motel. And here's my second Rock Island. This is Unique Arts. It runs good, but I've got to do some work to it. I'm going to replace this piece around here. I don't know yet. If I can find one, I'll get another one and replace it. If I can't, I'll build it up somehow with plastic or whatever I have to use to do it. Here's my Christmas engine. Just built this past Christmas. Still hadn't had a chance to really operate it. I've seen it run on the test track. And there's my Union Pacific that I did here right before Christmas or in November sometime. Been wanting one of those. Believe it or not, that's the first one I've ever had. This is a 429. This is American Flyer 429. And I've got a tender that's not the correct tender, but they want gold plus platinum and a little silver for the original tenders for those. So I'm going to put a oil tender with it, and I'm going to redo it. This didn't run when I got it. I've got it running. I'm going to go back through it again before I put it out. Trying to get some more shelving, a little more shelving up. Here's my other motel for the GMan area here. And I hadn't finished it yet, like I said. That's a quick tour of the trains that I have out. Here's my runners. These are the trains that my operators that I operate all the time when I'm running. Little marks, couple Lionel, several Lionel cars, several Marks cars. I like the Lionel cars, a lot of them, and I like the fact that they have the knuckle couplers, and so I use those. Over here on the layout, back to this side of the layout, we've got the Army train that I redid, the Southern engine and tender, and the two Army trains that I put together, which are jumbled up so you can't really see them very well. Actually, there should be 3 of them over here. Aha. Here's the other one. My Southern Pacifics. There's one of them, the other one's over there. Peeking out right there. And a Kuzan engine that I rebuilt from junk. Has a Marks motor in it. And it really runs fast. I really have to keep the voltage down on it when I'm running it, because it just runs too fast. Someday I may take that motor out and put another motor in there. Alright guys, that's just a quick tour. Everybody's fallen over, but this was the baseball diamond, and it's not very good lighting under there, but you can kind of see it. Now, what I wanted to share with you is that I was planning on trying to get to this today, to where I would run some trains, at least get one track open so I could run some of these trains that I've just recently, in the last couple of months, hadn't been able to get out here and run, that I've worked on, at least cleaned up and run. But that's not going to happen today. So I got a lot of work to do to finish cleaning this off. And once again, I believe I'm going to do a partial remodel on this layout. And real quickly, what I'm going to do, or what I'm looking at planning on doing, I'm going to take out this loop, this S-gauge loop. You can't really see it too good, but this S-gauge loop runs around this back half of the train layout, comes around, and then loops again right here and comes back up. So I've always had a problem getting to the trains in that underpass as they come under the tunnel in the mountain area. And when they derail or they stop in that area, I can't easily get to them. And it's always been a hardship. Even after I did the second remodel and took some problems out of the tracks and everything, I still have problems in that corner. So, and it's a long way in there. I've got long arms, but to span this span of the table, get up there and stick my arm in there, I can barely touch the train. If it's clear back in that furthest corner, I still can't reach it at all. So what I'm going to do is, I'm not going to do away totally with this upper S gauge track, but I'm going to change this frontage area of the mountain area. And what I'm planning on doing is taking all of this frontage area of this mountain area out back to about here, about 14 inches, 14 to 16 inches. I might stop it here, but more than likely I'm going to take it all the way back to here. And we're going to redo this whole thing. I was thinking about taking out my mountain, but I really do like my mountain. And that is the first mountain that I've ever actually really built. And so I want to keep it as long as I can. But if I take that out, I'll still have a long reach, but that will get rid of all this over in this area, pretty much. And it'll be a clear line of sight to where I can see what I'm doing. I'll open that up over in there with a trestle, I believe, like we have over here. Probably be that trestle, as a matter of fact. And what I'm going to do is follow the line to a point on this end, coming around as it is, but instead of making this loop, I'm going to bring it straight on out down beside the other track, which is there. Bring it around, come back across, and tie it in over here. Now, what I may do is, with this loop, take it completely out, or I might use that half of the loop and raise up the track out from under this and put it right here in adjacent to the other track. And I think without interruption, which hardly ever happens, I can do that in maybe a day and a half, get that all tore down and get it rebuilt. And that'll also leave this area of the layout open. We'll reroute some of the tracks, some of the old gauge track also, of course. But that's the plan for now. I've thought of other things. I thought about cutting it back and just cutting it back and taking out this front section. And no, I really like my little park area, which might move. But I won't have to destroy this area in here. That will also increase my circus area, which was over there. Give me a little larger circus area. All right, guys, that's all I have for you for today. I hope you find it interesting. My A.C. Gilbert building is yet standing. Sorry about that. Sometimes my scope on here doesn't work right. The little folks, the hermits up on top of the little plateau. But as I said, that's all I have for you for now. Hopefully, as I said, I've said this for the last couple of weeks or longer, I'll be doing a video on this next week. Tomorrow's Sunday. I usually don't work on anything on Sunday. But I might come out here and piddle around a little bit. If I do, and I do something that I think you guys are going to be interested in, I will do a little short video on it. All right, that's all I have for you again for now. As always, happy rails. Until next time, this is GMan, My World 67. Bye-bye.